Okay, well, we've had our first snowfall this year, minor though it was, and with the holidays upon us, we're going to have a few days off, and nothing screams fun like dog sleds! Dog sleds! Yes. And with that in mind, this is a great game for that time of year, the Lamont Brothers Snow Tales by Asmodee. A shout out to my friend Terry for turning me onto this game at Gen Con a couple of years ago. Terry likes games that don't last more than 4 hours, and this one really does fit the bill. I've played a lot of racing games. Some of them I liked, some of them I didn't, but very few capture any of the feeling of a race. But this game has something special. I think that as you play it, they've actually managed to recreate and simulate the feeling of your sled sliding all over the ice as you're racing. It's a simple mechanic of power distribution through the dogs on your sled. You have 2 dogs. And so here's how the game works. I'm not going to bore you with the setup. This is actually a contracted map. It's much longer. But the important thing is each player has a stack of canine cards with power values on them, ranging from 1 to 5, and break markers. Everyone shuffles their dog deck, and the player with the huskiest voice is the starting player.
Is that right, Dave?
Yes, Marty. The player with the second huskiest voice is next, and so on. If you're boring or introverted, you can decide randomly. The starting player picks the lane that they want and then puts their sled down. Then the next player puts his sled down in the lane he wants, and so on. Only 1 sled per lane is allowed. Each player draws 5 cards from the doggy deck. The players in the 4th and 5th lane, though, get bonus cards for the first round. Okay. The player in lane 4 gets 1 bonus card. The player in lane 5 gets 2. The nuts and bolts. You must play from 1 to 3 cards from the dog deck. They must be of the same value, either all 1s or all 4s. So obviously what's in your hand determines what you can lay down on your sled. Speed is determined by adding the power between the dogs and subtracting the break.
Okay, sure.
So you place your cards on top of the dogs or the break. If you put a card down on a break, that is your new break value, and you take the old break value off and put the break value on the bottom of the sled here. Okay. But remember, you can only lay down cards of the same value if you want to do multiples. Okay? Okay. So that's where the simple mechanic takes over. I can choose to unbalance my sled in any way I want and cause one dog to pull harder to one side or the other, and that's where that sliding and drifting comes in, and that's the key to the game. Okay. There's also a way to have a balanced dog sled, so both dogs are pulling at the same rate. And if you do that, you get a bonus. Okay. And the bonus on points is determined by the actual place you are. So if you're in 5th place, you get 5 additional speed. But you have to take all the bonus or none of the bonus. Okay. You can only take a few points. You got to do all or nothing. Got it. There's some nice ways to handle collisions in the game. You can put together some truly murderous racetracks, which is kind of cool, so the game has some legs. It plays 1 to 5, and each game lasts between about 45 minutes to an hour. Nice. And that's Snow Tales.